Hello everyone. So I wanted to show the LWC component that I have worked on and created. So this is a inspirational quote LWC component, and I integrated it with Google Search API to find the images of the author based on the keywords like author's name. And I wanted to show how I was able to achieve this. So this is the end result. And so when you click on next quote, it will say, let me see. Okay, so it will refresh, and then the only downside is the image will take some time to refresh. So we'll still see the image of the previous author. And in a bit, we'll see Winston Churchill's image here. So if I show you the back end, so this is the Visual Studio Code that I have. So this is the LWC component that I have. So it's a JavaScript, and you want to make sure that you have the API quote. It's a URLs where you will search for inspirational quotes. You reference from the quotes there, and then this is the part where you will reference from Apex. So what I used in order to integrate with Google Search API is I had to take a SERP API and create an API because SERP API gives you access to the Google search results. So, but when it comes back with the result, it doesn't really show up in our LWC component, and we have to create an Apex class and make a call out, create HTTP request using get. So let me just show you the Apex class here. So this is the Apex class, and you can see that I have here HTTP request that I need, and then the URL. So we need to set endpoint, right? Where do we getting the results? And this is the URL, and then in addition to URL, you will need to have also the API key that is specific to you, because every time we do a search, API will be used, the API key will be used, and unfortunately there's a limit on this website, the serpapi.com. You can have up to only 100 searches, and then you can sign up for if you want to continue, and you can pay to have unlimited access. But basically, when the results come back, it comes back in JSON format, and we need to deserialize and convert it to an Apex specific format to be able to get the image. And so this is the Apex class, and I have linked to this code. So I'm not gonna bore you with any details here. It's a little bit complex. And then going back to my Visual Studio Code, this is the body of the HTML. So it's pretty simple. I created a lightning card and make sure that I have want my quotes in quotation marks, and then I want the author's name, and I have a button if you want to click on the next quote like I showed, and then so you have the JavaScript part. So here we are referencing our Apex class, of referencing our random code API, and then this is the body of the code as well. So I'm gonna give you the link to that as well if you want to try it, and make sure that you wanna expose it and set it to true. Right now I have it on my Lightning app page and record page, but the idea is to put it on a home page. So you have an inspirational quote. So this is the inspirational quote of the day, and then the image pulls author's based on author's name. And so this one is okay. So it's a little bit late. So the only downside is it does take time for images to load. So I'm still working on that. But basically, you saw the previous quote was Winston Churchill, and so we saw the image. But unfortunately, yeah, it loads very slowly. So that's something to consider. And I'm still working on making this a little bit more visually, more appealing, because I mean the image has to be on the side, not on top of the quote. But yeah, so that's LWC component with SERP API and then connecting to Google Search API, and I will link an article on LinkedIn I have and the link to the code. Okay, bye everyone.